Hello, hello, hello. Yes, I promised this week that I was going to actually do a live video. And so I am actually doing it. I'm so shocked. It's actually happening. So I'll just give you guys a minute to join me. If you're already here, then wave or say hello or something so that I know that you're here with me on this Friday night. We made it to Friday. Man, it seems like it's been a long week, but that's probably because I spent the most of it. Hello. That's probably because I spent the majority of it dealing with a little bit of pain, if you will. And so if you've been listening to my audios or whatnot, then you know that I had some stuff going on. But as you can see, I've gotten my hair done at the House of Wakenda. Some of y'all will catch that next week. And I'm good to go. So the neck is moving as much as it moves. So hello, Sandra. How are you? Thank you for joining me. Listen, if you're just getting here, say something. Let me know that you can hear me. That's the big thing. Can you hear me okay? Send me some emojis if you can. I'll be waiting for those. Yes, yes, yes. Can you guys hear me? Hey, Patricia. I'm waiting for those emojis. If you can hear me, let me know. I'm waiting. Oh, cool. Thank you, Camille. Thank you so much. All right. You know, you always have to check these things with technology. And so I'm going back and forth between my phone. Hey, Shay. I'm going back and forth between my phone, my laptop, and in my laptop, I have my Facebook and my email on. So I'm just like, okay. So unfortunately, this is not a fun topic that I want to discuss, but you know, it's a topic, hey Evelyn, that many people don't want to discuss. We don't want to get real about, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and say, as I've been saying, there is nothing that I've ever said that doesn't apply to me. You know, I know that there are people that come on and they tell you some stuff and it seems like they're just putting some stuff out. Listen, there's nothing that I've ever said in a live, in an audio, in a blog that doesn't apply to me or didn't apply to me at one point in my life. So hopefully what I'm about to share with you will resonate a little bit. Please, by all means, share this. You know, it's rare that I go live, video anyway. So please, please, please share this and let's get started. So, Steph, yes, why did you want to talk about people who don't love us? Well, that's a really good question. The reason why I want to talk about people who don't love us is because we can get so caught up in a relationship. Hey, Rhonda, we can get so caught up in a relationship that we don't realize that this person does not mean us well. And so some of you know for the last 9 days, I've been doing this Naked Love Challenge. And if you haven't heard about Naked Love, NEKKED, then by all means, go to NEKKEDLOVE.com and check out the challenge. Hey, Crystal, I love when all of you guys can join me, and it makes me feel really good because I actually, you know, it's a challenge for me to do video sometimes just because I want to look right for you guys when I come on. Actually, I just want to look right. You know, it ain't necessarily for y'all. I'm just kind of like that. Okay, great. So thanks, Rhonda. You know, and one of the things that I did in my life, and I'm going to go ahead and confess, is that I either kept or let people back into my life because of the history that we shared. And so it was kind of like, hey, Rita, it's kind of like, hey, I've known you since 8th grade. Let's be buddies again. Yay. Hey, I've known you since high school. Let's be buddies again. Yay. Now, let me caveat this so nobody gets offended. If you're listening to this and I knew you in junior high or high school, I'm not talking about you. More than likely, I'm talking about people along the way and that I'm not Facebook friends with, because that's a huge part of recognizing when people don't love you. Okay? And so I had some situations, I'm not going to call names because some of you actually know me from way back when, and there's just no point. That would make me Petty LaBelle. And I'm not petty. I'm just going to keep it real and give you the information that I think is going to help you guys, because it helped me. Okay? But, you know, never have I had a couple of friends come into my practice or come in or call the relationship up once. Once I had a couple of friends that wanted to come in, and actually they just wanted to share the cost, but there wasn't a commitment to working on their relationship. I don't see friends that say, oh my gosh, our relationship's a little dysfunctional, let's go get some help. Hey Bronlyn, you should be tired of my voice by now. But nevertheless, thank you so much for joining it means a lot to me. So I've never seen that. And so, like I said, there was a time in my life when I either kept people because we had so many years, like they say in Love Jones, or I let them back in because we had so many years. And I had to learn some hard lessons that way, because just because you've been a part of my history doesn't inherently and automatically give you access to my present or to my future. And I had to learn some really hard lessons, man. Like, I had to lose a best friend who I didn't know for years felt some type of way about me. I had no idea, you know. I had to go through that. I've lost many friends because, thank you, Rhonda, thank you for confessing. Hey, Sonia, you know, I lost friends because they were never my friends to begin with. So, to keep you from going through what I went through, I'm going to share a few things. Now, I started making a list of these people, and it went really long. And I don't want to keep you too long. And so what I will ask you to do is that if you feel like any of this is meaningful to you, if it resonates with you, please, pretty please share it with your circles of influence. I really want people to honestly, I don't want you to have to go through the things that I've gone through. And if I am bold enough, brave enough, courageous enough to bear my scars, then I hope that you would also share my scars, okay? All right, so let's get to this. People who don't love you. Number one on the list is people who are only excited about you when they're getting something from you. And this could be anything, okay? Recently, and as recently as this week, actually, I did an audio about just because they love you when you're naked doesn't mean they love you naked. So just because they love you naked, when you're naked without clothes, does not mean that they love you naked, unabashedly, unashamedly, unconditionally. And that's a huge issue. And not only is it about if they're getting sex from you, right? It's about if they're getting meals from you, if they're getting loans from you. I once had a friend, this is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life, that for some reason she thought I was made of money. And every time we went out, we're both grown-ups, we both have jobs, somehow she thought that I was supposed to pay. Never has she offered, hey Dree, never has she offered to pay. I thought it was so bizarre, y'all. And it was almost like she seemed entitled to it. So the only time she ever showed up, hey Keetri, the only time she ever showed up, oh, I love it when my viewers bond with each other, yes. The only time she showed up was when I said, hey, you want to go over here and catch a bite? Or if we were going somewhere and maybe we were headed back home and I said something about food, then inherently I'm supposed to pay. I don't know what that is, but I don't believe it's friendship. Just gonna be honest. Leech, yes. Yes. Ooh, I like that. Rhonda Davidson, I clear out Facebook friends quarterly. Go Rita, go Rita, go Rita. Okay, for those of you who are just tuning in, my name is Stephanie D. McKenzie. I am the communications director and one of the crazy, formerly misaligned, because I got my neck straight, right, see, coaches at the Relationship Firm. And tonight I'm talking about people who don't love you, because we've been in the middle of a naked love challenge. And I feel like, honestly, and I'm going to just bare all of my stuff. I'm just going to lay it bare. I feel like Rita wins. Yes, she does. I feel like it is almost impossible to cultivate more love for yourself when you're around people who do not love you. Some of them don't even like you. But we tend to give a pass, especially if we're a nice person, especially if we love Jesus and we Christian. We give a pass to people who are mooching and leeching off of us because that's what Jesus would do. Sort of, but remember Judas. And what we love about Judas is that Judas gets to sit at the table and Judas gets to hang out. But at the end of the day, Judas has purpose and Judas will give himself the rope to hang himself. So let's not let our faith make us be so, what's the word? Naive. Okay, so the next people on the list are the people who love to speak ill of you or to you when given the opportunity. What's that about? Well, that's about the people who, when you're being vulnerable and open, you are not Jesus. That's right. Hey, Melissa Criswell. I had to give my caveat because I know I've got some people who know me from back in the day that I'm not throwing subliminals at anybody who is my current Facebook friend. So if you knew me at Junior High East and you knew me in high school, I'm not talking, and I'm Facebook friends with you now, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about things, hey, Vincent, that I have been through that I want to share, because in order to love ourselves, we have to be surrounded by people who also love us and who also love themselves. So number 2 on the list, and guys, I'm not going to keep you long, I hope not. People who speak ill of you or to you when they're given the opportunity. This means when you're vulnerable, when you're going through something. Hey, Melissa, thank you so much for the compliment. That when you're going through something, that they take that as an opportunity to jab it on in. You know, like, you know, oh, I love it when you sneak in, Vincent. I love that. But you know, it's like, oh, well, you already down. Let me just go on and kick you and tell you what I think about you. That's not what that called. That's not what I need. If I've gotten to the point where she says, take your time, you don't want me to do that. But, you know, when we're vulnerable, you know, I don't know about you, but for me, it's a big deal for me to get vulnerable. Okay. Yes, it's a big deal for me to get vulnerable. It's a big deal for me to open up. It's a big deal for me to say I need help. And there are certain people that hold space for me. I think the problem comes when we expect people to hold space for us that are incapable. Unfortunately, a lot of those people are close to us, and they shouldn't be. They haven't earned the right to be close to us. It's a huge deal, you know, and not because, oh my God, I can't be weak or whatever. I mean, sometimes it just takes you the time to recognize that you need help. It just takes a little time to figure out. She said, help table for one over here. Absolutely. And it's hard though, because sometimes, hey, Nikki, sometimes it's hard for us to get the words together to say, help me, because in that we don't even know what we need help with. We just know that something has run amok, and sometimes we need help walking it out. But when you encounter that person, and some of you have these people in your life, some of you share DNA with these type of people, you open up and you say something and they're like, ooh, this is my golden opportunity to tell you what I think of you. That person doesn't love you. They're incapable of loving you in the way that you deserve to be loved. And that's not fair to you. Now, you don't have to get ugly, and please don't let this inspire really long text messages or subliminals on Facebook or blocking people. That's not what we want to do. But what we need to do is to be mindful of who's around us, you know, who's in our space. Hey, darling, you know, who's taking up that energy, right? Who's taking that from us? Because if we start to look around many times, and this goes back to me and my naked love, that would be my neck that was out of alignment for the majority of a week, because clearly my energy had gotten off track. And though it may have been my fault, I engage with a lot of people that bring me heavy energy. And sometimes I fail to protect myself, clearly. So however you see it, you know, if you have insight, great. But those people who will speak ill of you, not the people who love you. I mean, if they just take that opportunity, they don't love you. Hey, Serena. And it's really important that we get that, because a lot of those people have been in our lives for over a decade. You know how long a decade is? That's 10 years. Some of them have been in our lives 2 decades. That's 20 years. Some of these people have been in our lives since kindergarten. And we give them a pass and we say, oh, that's how they are. Oh, they don't mean any harm. That may be true. But what they're doing is zapping you of positive energy that you need in order to heal yourself of the thing that you need help with. So, yeah, about that. Let's work on that. Okay, number 3. If this is helping you, oh, absolutely. Dree hit it on the head. Be careful who you share your weaknesses with. Because some people are waiting to use it against you. And it's so unfortunate. And I don't want this to be negative. So I promise I'm going to end this on a positive note. But I was just like, I love it, Rita. I just felt like I was being remiss if I'm saying love yourself, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself, get naked with yourself. And I'm not being honest about, okay, well, what that really means in regards to the people who are around us. Have a really good friend who says who you eat with and sleep with will change your life. And that can be from the good place and from the not so good place. Thank you, Miss Rita. Thank you so much. All right, so number 3. Y'all ready? You keeping track? I got a list if you're not. Whoo! Everybody take a deep breath and blow it out. Number 3 of the people who don't love you list goes to, drum roll please, people who hold you hostage to your freaking past. Ooh. That matters to me a lot. It does. It matters to me because as a human being, you are allowed to evolve. That's what you're supposed to do. You shouldn't be the same person in 2018 that you were in 1986. Some of you may not have even been born yet, so I know you're not the same person because you was embryonic. Okay, great. So when you're trying to go forward, and somebody's constantly saying, yeah, but remember the last time? Oh, well, remember when you did this? Oh, remember when we were in high school? Oh, remember when you used to go with Bobby? Remember when you slept with Johnny? Remember when you used to like Lisa? The people that want to do that mess, they don't love you. And I know that they've been around long enough to know your history. But like I told you before, just because you know my history does not give you automatic access to my present or to my future. Seriously. Hey, Vernon, this is reality. And I know that, I know the people that listen to me. Okay. I'm sorry. She says I need to drop the mic. Okay. Steph's out. So at the end of the day, I know the people that, that share my stuff. And if you're listening, you like this, I hope you're sharing. I hope you're sharing. Hey, Vernon. I hope you're sharing, because we're going to get rid of this stuff in 2018 because I'm sick of it. I'm over it. And I know that we've had people in our lives for a really long time. I know that we share DNA with people in our lives and we give them a pass. No different than the pass we give people who suffer from mental illness, but I won't get on that tonight. However, we got to stop giving people a pass, and we don't have to be ugly to them, okay? We don't have to send ugly text messages. We don't have to read them. We don't have to do anything petty, but we need to be mindful of what this does to our energy. Okay? We've got to, I told you, what was that yesterday? Use protection. Protect yourself. We got to protect our heart and our mind and our spirit and our emotions. We got to protect all of that because we're going to need it in order to go through the shift that is inevitably coming towards us. Okay? And see, a lot of things that we've been ready for, and I say we because remember, I talk to myself as well. Some things that we've been ready for, we're not prepared to receive. And the reason why is because we've got people around us that are going to catch the overflow and it's not ordained for them. But we keep holding them close. This is my friend. We've been friends since high school. We've been friends since college. We've been friends since junior high. We've been friends since kindergarten. But how is this person serving you? How is this relationship, this friendship, this family connection, how is this serving you? Is it serving you? Is it serving you at all? And so that's the question that I'm asking. Like I said, I don't want this to be negative. I'm not trying to bash people in your past, right? But all I'm saying is that I'm expecting, I want to see, I was talking to a lady yesterday and in the spiritual realm, I saw her. Now, if that's too much for you, I'm sorry. But I saw her with clouds around her. And what that actually said to me was not that she had her head in the clouds, but that she's destined to ascend. Her only challenge was figuring out what cloud. Oh, I'm so glad that touched you, Rhonda. Thank you. I'm just the messenger. But she has to figure out what cloud she's gonna focus on. Because that's the part of the problem. See, with a new house and you still got these folks in tow, well, guess what? They get to enjoy your new house and they don't need to be in there. And as a person who once upon a time watched everybody who came through her front door stab her in the back, that would be me, because I didn't protect myself, because I didn't pay attention to the signs that I was being given. That's not what you want to do. Okay? It's 2018. It's time to go higher. Can't go higher if you got dead weight. Can't lose dead weight if you don't cut dead weight. Can't cut dead weight if you don't see dead weight. See, we like to reframe things. We don't want to call people dead weight. We don't want to say, oh my God, they don't love us. We don't want to say harsh things like that. Listen, I'll tell you flat out. I ride a unicorn to work backwards and throw Skittles off the back to the leprechauns below. I want to believe that people are the best that they can be. But let me be clear. I know that they're not. Now that's not going to stop me from riding my unicorn backwards and throwing Skittles off the back to the leprechauns below. Okay? Yes, go on a dead weight diet. Some people in the gym, you need to just be in your phone. I know that was real country how I said that, but some of y'all will understand it by and by. Okay? And so that's all I'm trying to say. Okay, so how long have I been on? There are sandbags on the hot air balloon, and what do you do with the sandbags? The sandbags lower you, right? But you cannot ascend with dead weight. And it's funny you say that, Rhonda, because the visual in my mind when I start talking about dead weight is always a hot air balloon. Always. Always, always, always. So we're here. We're vibing. We got that spiritual connection. That's what we're doing over here. Okay, number 4. How long have I been on? Somebody tell me. Here is the one that I really don't understand. But we keep them. Yes, cut them. Cut them, cut them, cut them. People you cannot trust. And why exactly are you allowing them to ride on your amazing journey to success, to new successes? Because I'm not going to say like you've never had success before. I mean to new success. Okay, about 20. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm at 4 and I have 8. If I can't get through it, then I'm just going to have to do a part 2. Because I don't want you to have this super duper long video and I'm asking you to share it and then your people are kind of like, what is this video? It's long. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, so number 4 on the list. Hey, Miss Deborah. Miss Deborah's here. People you cannot trust. You know the ones, the people that you can't tell any of your business to. And why can't you tell them any of your business? Because they'll tell it. They'll tell it. Absolutely. We could do a live brunch for part 2. Who's up for live brunch? I'm always interested in that. Somebody put it together. I will be there with bells on and makeup and probably a whole lot more hair, if not the same hair. Okay, great. So people we cannot trust cannot be a part of the inner circle. And unfortunately, there's this thing that happens where somehow the people we can't trust seem to become the people we confide in. I don't know what that's about. That is the weirdest thing. But I think what happens is that we don't know that we can't trust them. And so we just end up talking to them and telling them things. And then you figure out, oh my gosh, I can't trust them. I'll tell you a true story. At one time in my life, I had 3 friends. Their name all began with the same letter. It was hilarious. I couldn't trust any of them. Not 1, not 2, not 3. One would lie. Hey, Vincent. One would lie just because she could. And I was like, I don't even know what to do with that. And well, I was knee deep into her duplicity because I was like, okay, who lies about this type of stuff? Hey, Damari. LHS in the building. But I didn't know. I didn't think people would lie about who they know in the music industry. My bad. What was I thinking? People always lie about who they know in the music industry. But, you know, I didn't have the time to sit there and say, is she telling a lie? Is she telling a lie? Is she telling a lie? Is she lying now? And so it was about a year into our friendship before I realized that everything was a lie. You know, she's one of those people that would lie that the sky was blue and it would be raining outside. And I was like, oh my gosh, Stephanie, what have you done? And you know, I tried to do that thing where you keep them around, but you don't tell anything. You don't tell them anything. I don't do good with boundaries. So I'm one of those people that I'm either in or I'm out. So with her and the other her and the other her, I had to be out. These are my deuces, chunk and deuces. So I had to be out because I can't do that. I can't deal with figuring out if you're lying about this, that, and the other. I can't handle it. I just can't. So I couldn't. Number 5. Ooh. Now this is a trigger for me. For real. This is a trigger. People who see your accomplishments with envy, jealousy, or entitlement. Why did I get close to the camera? Because entitlement is a cancer. I once had a girlfriend who told me, I'm just going to come to your house and get some clothes. Let's do it. If you want to set up something with me, leave a comment, leave an emoji, or slide into my DMs like the kids say, let's set something up. But I once had a girlfriend tell me, that I had too much. So she was just going to come get some of my stuff. I'm just going to let that marinate. Because she had the audacity to say to me, you just have too much. I'm just going to come get some of your stuff. And I'm like, no. See, that's not even funny to me because you said it more than once. So I know you meant it. Like when you said it the first time, I knew you meant it. But there were other little signs that let me know that you viewed me in a particular way. I had too much. And I'm like, okay, well, I do the same thing most people do. I don't know where they do that, but they don't do it here. Okay? Okay. Sure, girl. Ain't nobody got time for that. You know, I had to get my ghetto girl on. But there were some signs that let me know this is not a person I need to keep in close proximity. Because if they're upset about me having a bunch of clothes, and let me be honest, people, I got a bunch of clothes. I got oodles of clothes. I'm an emotional shopper. And I'm cheap, so that also works out really interestingly. But I shop a lot. And then I put a lot of stuff back. I give a lot of stuff away. But for someone to tell you that you have too much, I'm just going to come get some of your stuff, that's a problem for me. Because if you're upset about my clothes, then what are you going to do when I get a new car? What are you going to do when I get a raise? What are you going to do when I get a bigger house? What are you going to do when I get X, Y, and Z? There's so many ways for this thing to fall apart. And I'm just like, no, that's okay. I'm okay. And in parting, it doesn't have to be bad blood, right? I just knew that this was a person I couldn't keep in close proximity anymore. Hey, Tara, so great for you to join us. Thank you for hopping on. All right, so let me give you the rundown. Ready? We're at 5 people out of the 8 that I feel like really don't love you and that you should never keep in close proximity as long as you are seeking to love yourself more. Now, if you get to a point where you don't love yourself and you want to fall off into negativity, those are the people to call. They're ready and waiting at your beck and call to bring negativity into your life. However, if you want to continue to raise your self-love level, because, I'm all about the level, then these are not the people that can be close to us because they're going to drain our energy. Okay, so let's run it down. Number 1 was people who love you only when they're getting something actually do not love you. Number 2, people who will speak ill of you or speak ill to you when you give them the opportunity by being vulnerable or showing your quote-unquote weaknesses. Number 3, people who hold you hostage to your past anything, to your past boo, to your past mistakes, to your past adventures, to your past failures, to the time when you fell down and scraped your knee at Big Mama's house. Those people do not love you and do not deserve to be in close proximity. Now, I don't know what they feel for you. They may think it's love. They may be loving you at the level that they can stand. But we're not talking about their level. We're talking about your level. And all I care about is you being surrounded by people that are like, yes, you're awesome. I love you. You're excellent. Oh my God, you fell down. Let me pick you up. Let me encourage you. Let me give you words of wisdom. Oh, you're hungry? Let me go get you a Whataburger or some vegan or whatever you eating. I want us to be surrounded by those type of people. I want you to be surrounded by those type of people because I remember what my life was like when I had these type of people in my inner circle. Like I told you, I'm Saturn and these are my rings. I have an inner ring. I have an outer ring. I have an inner ring, a middle ring, an outer ring, and no ring. That's my truth. All right, and so the fourth out of the 5 that I've talked about tonight, because I'm going to wrap this up, are people you cannot trust. Listen, if you're loving yourself unabashedly, unashamedly, unconditionally, it's going to be very hard for you to be in relationship with people that you have the condition of you can't trust them. When I say that, it's like these people can't hold space for you. They just can't. For whatever reason, maybe they were traumatized. Hashtag no ring. You know what, Dree? As the creator and cultivator of hashtag naked, NEKKEDLOVE, I cannot play with you in your hashtag game tonight because it's way too strong. But if you're taking all the boundaries off of your love for yourself, what you don't have time to do is to keep looking over your shoulder going, oh, was that the truth? Did they just lie? Well, are they going to hold space for me? Or are they going to hold out until they can tell somebody? Because holding space and telling my business, different things. Okay? And so you don't need to work that shift of trying to figure out if you can trust people. If they've already shown you that you can't trust them, then just take that as a sign. No love lost. In fact, probably more love gained. Yeah, you. All right, and number 5. People who see your accomplishments with jealousy, envy, or entitlement. And you know who these people are. They say little slick things like, oh, you're getting another new car. Oh, like what was said to me, you have too much. Oh, you doing X, Y, and Z. You know, I've said this all week. You know, we've got to be celebrated and not tolerated. I'm not saying that you should have people worshiping at your feet like you're the Prince of Zamunda or Wakanda. But I'm just saying that if we're going to love ourselves, and it's not an if, when, let me say it like that, when we are growing and cultivating more self-love and we are raising our love level, we do not have time to entertain people who don't love us. That is counterproductive. So all I'm saying tonight, and I'm done. I'm sure I'm at the 30-minute mark, and I'm going to ask you again to share this video if you feel like this has helped you or encouraged you in any way. All I'm going to ask you to do is just, hey, Tevra, is just take inventory of the people that are in your life, and don't be afraid to take some of those inner ring people to the no ring space or to the outer ring space. I mean, you know, you gotta weigh it out. But just don't allow people, if you can help it, because sometimes it's hard, and I get that, you know. But let's not allow people who legitimately don't love us to be close to us in this season where we're shifting and elevating and raising our love level. They don't have any right. It's like they crashed the love party. This party is not for them. So I never shall forget, and I'm going to tell you this and I'm going to get out of here. My 16th birthday was a polkadelic adventure. I was totally in love with Kwame. Some of you may remember that artist. He wore polka dots. And I was totally sprung on polka dots. So it made sense for me to have a polkadelic adventure for, I think it was my 16th birthday. Well, some people showed up that were not invited. And instead of, thank you, Vincent, instead of, you know, letting them in and letting them crash my party, they were politely escorted out. And they didn't like that. And they weren't happy with that. But it's my party. And I'm only, if I felt like you were a person in close proximity to me who would celebrate the fact that I was born, then you would have gotten an invitation. Thank you, Tevra. Wasn't it so cute? I still got pictures of that thing. I think I found them the other day. But ultimately, that's what our life, man, your life should be a celebration of you every day as best you can. You know, I know things happen. I know sometimes we get discouraged. I know sometimes we're downtrodden. I know sometimes our neck is all messed up and we're tired. And I get that. I'm not asking you to live in a surreal place. I'm just saying that when it comes to yourself, be okay, okay? Be totally okay with surrounding yourself with people who love you, who celebrate you, and who honor the beautiful person that you are. Because truly you are amazing. You know, and if no one has told you today, let me be the first or let me be the last for today to tell you, you are absolutely amazing. I'm grateful that I get to be even a part of your journey for these 30 minutes or so. So thank you so much. If you're not doing Naked Love, you need to do it. I'm going to put the link in the comments below. I want you to do that. Share with your friends, your circles of influence. And maybe if you share this video, the ones that don't need to be in close proximity will leave all on their own. Mission accomplished. But thank you guys again. I know you guys are here. Thank you for the emojis. Thank you for allowing me to encourage you, to inspire you, allowing me to bear my scars. And if nothing else, you know, I only ask 3 things of you every time I do one of these. That is, are you ready? Give love, receive love, and expect open doors. Love yourself. I'm out.